So it seems like with the 9 p.m. Advisory that's been released, we are now at the closest point of approach because the current distance of the center of Lee to Bermuda is approximately 163 nautical miles to our west. And as we saw in the 6 p.m. advisory earlier this evening, the closest point of approach was expected to be about 169 nautical miles to the west at 10 p.m. So Lee again is sped up just a little bit. So right now it is currently at its closest point of approach, passing Bermuda as we speak. Definitely within the next 5 hours, we're going to continue to see heavier showers passing through from Lee's rain bands. We're going to continue with these strongest winds and gusts over the areas. Again, we're still going to be reaching that 50 knot threshold in the western marine area and in the elevated and any exposed areas at times. And we've seen some gusts from our elevated sensor on the very tip top of the National Museum of Bermuda, reaching just over 70 knots. So again, it's going to be pretty windy and rough out there, especially if you're really exposed or elevated, and hopefully not in the western marine area. But that is where the strongest winds are going to be. Once we start getting towards dawn on Friday, so we're going to think about 4 or 5 a.m., we're going to start seeing winds and gusts start to decrease. And then winds are going to continue to decrease through Friday morning. So earlier today, we were anticipating ending the tropical storm warning around Friday afternoon, 3 p.m.-ish. But with Lee speeding up and moving a little bit faster and faster, we might be able to end it closer to noon on Friday. So please just keep up to date with all of the latest information, and fingers crossed, Lee might be leaving our area a little bit earlier and allowing us to end our tropical storm warning a bit earlier than we thought.
Okay, let me first say good evening to Bermuda, and I trust everyone is faring this storm well. We are very pleased with the response from the Bermudian public to the notices that were given yesterday in terms of the preparation for the storm. We're kind of experts at doing this, and I think it's a testament to the Bermudian people that we react and prepare for hurricanes, and in the main adhere to the warnings issued by the EMO. So teams today were working to address minor issues of felled trees and what have you, but nothing major. In the case of the causeway, our structural engineering team within the Department of Works and Engineering have been out monitoring the causeway all day. We positioned some construction equipment and barriers at either side of the causeway should we have a need to close it. That, of course, caused people to suggest that the causeway is going to be closed. It is not closed. It is one of the major arteries in the country, and we have to strike a balance between access and safety. And so this evening, when the engineers gave their last report of the causeway, spray is coming across the causeway, but people will be aware that those slats in the walls of the causeway are doing exactly what they're designed to do, allow the water to disperse and go back into the ocean. So the causeway is fine. We do not anticipate at this stage having an opportunity to close it, but we will monitor it through the night, and should that change, then we'll take steps to do so. In relation to South Shore Road near John Smith's Bay, the same thing was happening with water spray from the ocean. I guess everybody's seen the video. And so we took the steps to close that in the interest of safety. And people might ask why that and not the causeway. The causeway is the only route into St. George's. In the case of South Shore, there are ways to divert around it. And so we took the decision to close it. It will be assessed first thing in the morning, and if there is no damage, then the road will be reopened. My first message I'll deal with is that we would ask people to remain off the roads until the word has been given that it's safe to traverse the roads. What will happen at first light in the morning is that the EMO teams of highways, police, Belco, parks, and the regiment will do an assessment of the entire island and clear roadways where there is a need to do so. They will then report to the EMO that roads are all clear. At that stage, the DPT, the bosses will do their own assessment, and a public announcement will be issued when it is clear. In relation to garbage collection, we are asking folk to wait until the wind dies down before putting out their garbage. But it is our expectation that we will be able to collect all of the garbage tomorrow. And should that not be the case, we will do the balance on Saturday. I think that we are experts at managing and preparing for hurricanes. We do that in a real way long before there is a hurricane by the quality of the buildings that we build, and so we do not suffer severe damage in hurricanes. And most people in the main follow the guidance of the EMO, and we do that and we come out the other side just fine. And so I would say thank you to the people of Bermuda for adhering to the guidelines that we've set out. And I look forward to tomorrow morning us standing down as an entity and us getting back to doing what we do in Bermuda.